Grab your popcorn, charge your phone, and lock the door. Because the tea I'm about to spill makes the Kardashians look like a neighborhood book club. Forget petty drama, forget love and hip-hop feuds, this right here is pure chaos. Hotter than a Jalapeño bath. King Harris, the son of rap legend T.I., is reportedly clinging to life in the ICU after what's being described as a jailhouse beatdown so savage it makes UFC look like a yoga retreat. Yes, the same King Harris who's been flexing his realness harder than a fitness influencer. Selling protein shakes is now living through a plot twist even Netflix couldn't script. And, as if that weren't wild enough, T.I. himself has finally broken his silence, and the internet is eating it up like a Kardashian scandal on steroids. His emotional plea isn't just a father's cry. It's the kind of drama that makes Twitter combust, TikTok create 300 conspiracy threads, and Facebook aunties form prayer circles faster than you can say expeditiously. So don't even think about clicking away, because what you're about to hear is messy, heartbreaking, hilarious, and outrageous all at the same time. This isn't just gossip. This is trend title history in the making. Picture this. King Harris, the son of rap royalty T.I. and Tiny, a kid who grew up with more luxury cars in his driveway than most folks have pairs of socks, suddenly finds himself behind bars. Not on a glossy reality show house arrest with avocado toast level, but real jail. We're talking fluorescent lights buzzing, ramen packet economies, and cellmates who think a handshake is a headlock, and then it happens. The whispers hit the timeline. King Harris got jumped. Not a push, not a shove, but a brutal, bone-snapping jailhouse beatdown so savage it makes Game of Thrones look like Sesame Street. Reports say fists flew faster than gossip in a beauty salon. Suddenly, the internet isn't just talking, it's combusting. The leaks were instant. Because let's be honest, nothing stays secret longer than 5 minutes in 2025. Screenshots? Exclusive eyewitness? TikToks? Blurry hospital pics? You name it. It was online before King even hit the ICU bed. One anonymous inmate supposedly said King mouthed it off about being royalty in jail. Another leak claims he got into it over "you can't make this up" a honey bun. Imagine nearly losing your life over snack food. Shakespeare could never, and just like that, King Harris went from celebrity Meepo baby trying to prove he's tough to headline breaking "I see you patient." The shift was instant, like flipping channels from Disney Channel to Breaking Bad. But here's where the story gets juicier than a Popeye's chicken sandwich at 3 a.m. The family fallout. T.I., the trap legend who gave us anthems for hustlers worldwide, suddenly transformed into a broken father begging for prayers on Instagram Live, watching him go from the chest-puffing rap icon to teary-eyed dad pleading, "Y'all pray for my boy," hit the internet like a ton of bricks. Fans weren't ready. This was the man who once bragged about handling everything expeditiously, now barely holding himself together while begging the universe to spare his son. The emotional whiplash was real. Tiny's reaction? Oh, she didn't go full emotional floodgate. Instead, she played it cool with one cold, cryptic message: actions have consequences. Just 6 words and the internet went viral. Was she blaming King? Shading T.I.? Dropping a mom bomb of "I told you so"? Nobody knew, but the speculation lit social media up like the 4th of July. Now, let's rewind a bit because we can't just gloss over how King Harris ended up here in the first place. The boy grew up in privileged mansions, bodyguards, private jets, but insisted on cosplaying a street life he never actually had to live. He fought at Waffle House. He trashed hotels. He went on IG Lives threatening randoms like he was Tupac reincarnated. Fans called him out constantly. "Bro, your dad is T.I., not Tony Montana. Go eat your caviar." But King doubled down, determined to prove he was about that life. And the internet? Oh, they loved it. Every fight, every meltdown, every soundbite turned into meme gold. He became a walking contradiction. Rich kid turned wannabe gangster, Atlanta's crown prince of controversy. Half the world laughed, half the world judged. But everybody watched. That's why when the jail news hit, the collective gasp shook the internet like a Beyoncé album drop. The irony was too perfect, too tragic, too wild. The kid who bragged about toughness got tested in the realest way possible and landed in the IQ. Now let's talk about the rumors of the attack itself. Some say he mouthed it off to the wrong person. Others claim he refused to share the commissary. A spicier leak says he got targeted just because of who his dad is, because let's be real, Being T.I.'s son in jail is like painting a bullseye on your back. Every inmate wants bragging rights for taking down the rap king's kid, but the juiciest leak of them all? The honey bun theory. According to one inside source, translation, some dude on TikTok with a voice changer, King disrespected a fellow inmate over a honey bun trade gone wrong. And that's all it took. One snack, one slay, and boom, an ICU trip. Imagine explaining to your ancestors you almost lost your life over a convenience store pastry. This isn't a tragedy, this is absurdist comedy. And then came the first wave of reactions. Social media went into overdrive. Twitter timelines filled with hashtag pray for King. Instagram influencers posted dramatic black and white photos of King with captions like, "Stay strong." Meanwhile, trolls had no chill, flooding the comments with memes. From flexing grills to sipping hospital broth became the line of the week. Dark humor? Absolutely. But this is the internet. Compassion has a 24-hour expiration date. Within hours, King's name was trending globally. CNN covered it. TMZ ran it every 5 minutes. Shade Room was posting blurry screenshots of hospital monitors like they were Oscar-winning photos. YouTube conspiracy channels were circling red arrows on King's forehead yelling, "Illuminati sacrifice confirmed." The story had everything: fame, tragedy, drama, and just enough mystery to fuel 1,000 wild theories. And at the center of it all, T.I. broke his silence. That Instagram live? Pure drama fuel. Fans clicked it, mended it, remixed it into TikToks. His teary plea wasn't just a father's cry, it became the soundtrack to the scandal. Watching T.I., the crumble made the story even bigger, even sadder, even more shocking. By the end of the first 48 hours, the narrative was locked in. King Harris wasn't just another Nepo kid messing around. He was now a symbol of reckless privilege, of fame's dark side, of the brutal reality check that comes when fantasy collides with concrete walls. When the news first broke, people thought it would blow over in a day. Wrong. This thing turned into a cultural earthquake. King Harris in the ICU wasn't just a story, it was the internet's new Super Bowl. The Oscars and the season finale of Euphoria rolled into one. The celebrity reactions alone? Absolute chaos. First up, Boosie. Of course, Boosie had something to say. He jumped on IG Live like he was CNN, sipping sweet tea, declaring, "Man, I told y'all that boy wasn't ready for them walls." The man delivered commentary like it was his civic duty, throwing shade so cold it could freeze a volcano. Fans were half shocked, half snickering. Only Boosie could turn somebody's ICU stain to stand-up comedy. Then came 50 Cent. "Oh, you knew 50 wasn't gonna miss this?" He posted a meme of King Harris with the caption, "Tough guy starter kit didn't come with hospital insurance. Savage doesn't even cover it." This is the same man who trolls Ye Rule every other Tuesday, so King didn't stand a chance. The comments under that post? Straight up war zone. Some people begged 50 to stop. Others begged for more. And then, like a plot twist out of nowhere, Kanye decided to weigh in. Not about King specifically, of course not. Kanye turned it into a monologue about celebrity kids being lost in the simulation. He compared King's jail fight to Neo dodging bullets in the Matrix. Nobody knew if he was trolling, spiraling, or auditioning for his own documentary. But the headline, "Kanye reacts to King Harris ICU drama," added rocket fuel to the story. Meanwhile, TikTok went into overdrive. Every kid with a green screen and Wi-Fi turned into a jailhouse expert. Videos popped up with captions like, "Inmate reveals what really happened." Half of them were filmed in mom's basement. Theories flew faster than conspiracy TikToks about aliens. Did the king get attacked over clout? Was it gang-related? Was it staged for publicity? One video even claimed it was part of his secret VH1 reboot, T.I. and Tiny, ICU edition. And oh, the memes. Internet comedians had a field day. Someone edited King's hospital photo into the Waffle House fight clip, making it look like he time-traveled from the booth to the bed. Another had T.I. photoshopped as Liam Neeson in Taken with the caption, "I will find you, and I will expeditiously pray for you." Dark, disrespectful, hilarious, the internet never disappoints. But it wasn't just jokes. The outrage was real too. Some fans dragged T.I. for raising King, in the spotlight of privilege but the shadow of poor decisions. Others aimed at the prison system, saying the state failed to protect a high-profile inmate. Twitter threads debated endlessly. Is this karma for King's wild behavior? Or a tragedy that proves clout-chasing culture is dangerous? Everyone had an opinion and nobody shut up about it. The split was brutal. On one side, the "he brought this on himself" crowd, serving up tough love with a side of smugness. On the other, the "he's just a kid" defenders, pointing out King is only 20 and still figuring life out. The comment sections were bloodier than the fight itself. And just when things couldn't get wilder, Charlemagne thought God jumped in. On The Breakfast Club, he said, "This is why Nepo babies shouldn't cosplay as gangsters. If you want to play tough, the world will test you." He delivered it with that perfect mix of shade and truth, and social media clipped it like it was gospel. Memes popped up of Charlemagne holding a Bible labeled "Reality Checks 101. Meanwhile, the Harris family itself became a soap opera. Tia doubled down with emotional Instagram stories, posting throwback pictures of baby King in matching outfits. Tiny stayed cryptic, posting a Bible verse with zero context, which of course made the internet lose its collective mind. Fans dissected every emoji, every punctuation mark, like they were decoding CIA intel. And then plot twist, Sonique, King's sister, went live. She said people needed to stop clout chasing her brother's pain. She went off on trolls saying, "This ain't funny, this ain't entertainment, this is my family." But here's the kicker, while she was talking, the comments were still dropping memes. People spammed honey bun emojis so hard they froze. Cruel? Absolutely. Predictable? 100%. The controversy wasn't just about King anymore, it became about us. The audience. The culture. People asked, why do we laugh when celebrity kids crash? Why do we meme trauma like it's a cartoon? And the truth is, deep down, everybody knew the answer. Because scandals like this are the new gladiator games. We're not in Rome watching lions eat prisoners. We're on TikTok watching memes about Nepo babies eating punches. Different arena, same BLOODLUST. By now, news outlets outside hip-hop picked it up. CNN ran it. BBC covered it. Fox News twisted it into a morality play about failed parenting in the rap world. One anchor even said, "This is what happens when children are raised in materialism, not morals." As if Wall Street kids don't overdose on yachts every other month. But hey, media hypocrisy is the oldest game in town. Meanwhile, the jail itself went on lockdown. Officials tried to act like they had it under control, but leaks contradicted them. Some reports claimed King had beef with gang members. Others said guards looked the other way because, let's face it, chaos sells even inside prison walls. Every leak contradicted the last, but nobody cared. The contradictions made it juicier. And here's the wildest twist yet. Rumors swirled that T.I. was trying to pull strings behind the scenes. Some claimed he offered money to transfer King to a safer facility. Others said he called in political favors. And one particularly insane rumor claimed T.I. tried to get Drake to intervene. Yes, Drake, because apparently in 2025, Canadian soft boys will solve American prison beefs. Did it happen? Of course not. But the rumor trended anyway, because the internet never met a fake story it didn't love. By the end of this media cyclone, King Harris wasn't just a patient in the ICU, he was a cultural Rorschach test. To some, he was proof that playing gangster is a losing game. To others, he was a victim of a system that chews people up, no matter their last name. To everyone, though, he was content. Viral, messy, meme-worthy content. The scandal had transformed from a hospital bed tragedy into a three-ring circus of opinions, jokes, theories, and celebrity drama. And the craziest part? The story wasn't even close to over. The ICU beep slowed, the hashtags cooled, but the storm? Oh, the storm had just begun. Because if there's one thing louder than the sound of fists in a jailhouse, it's the echo of consequences in the real world. First, let's talk about King's reputation. Before the attack, he was the poster child for reckless Nepo baby energy. Rich kid fights at Waffle House. A rich kid flexes chains. Bigger than his GPA, rich kid mouths off to strangers like he's on a mixtape. But after the ICU beatdown, the narrative shifted overnight. He wasn't just a meme anymore, he was a cautionary tale. The same kids who once quoted his IG lives were now quoting him as a "don't do this" PSA. That's like going from headliner at Rolling Loud to the face of a DARE campaign. Think about it. King had been trying to build a tough guy brand, but nothing kills credibility faster than hospital tubes and dad begging strangers for prayers. It's hard to sell street cred when you're trending under get well soon posts. The jokes wrote themselves. People started calling him Prince of the ICU, Hospital Harris, and my personal favorite, the boy who lived. Like he was Harry Potter but with less Hogwarts and more hot sauce packets. But this wasn't just King's. It rippled out to the whole Harris dynasty. T.I., once respected as a hustler turned entrepreneur, suddenly looked like a dad who couldn't keep his own son in check. For years, he prided himself on being the man who handled business expeditiously. Now, his family business was trending under parenting fails. That shift hit harder than any diss track. Tiny didn't escape either. Her cryptic "actions have consequences" post came back to haunt her. The internet split into camps. Team Tiny, the tough love queen, and Team T.I., the emotional father. Their parenting styles became public debate fodder. Suddenly, talk shows were analyzing their family like it was an episode of Dr. Phil. Did King Harris grow up with too much freedom or not enough discipline? As if strangers on Twitter were suddenly licensed therapists. And let's not forget the siblings. Zanique's meltdown on Live made her look both human and helpless, while Damani King's older brother quietly dropped a freestyle about loyalty and pain. The internet ate it up. Overnight, Damani was trending as the Harris kid who actually gets it. In other words, King's hospital bed turned into his brother's PR campaign. Savage, but true. Now the industry fallout? Record labels started whispering. King had been flirting with rap, dropping songs here and there, but this incident made execs nervous. Nobody wants to invest millions into an artist whose biggest hit might be a Ventilator remix. Rumor has it a deal he was negotiating got iced faster than a McDonald's Sprite. Brutal, but business is business. Meanwhile, hip-hop purists weighed in with moral lessons. Rappers from the old school shook their heads, saying, "This is what happens when fame babysits instead of parenting." Street legends mocked him, saying, "The game doesn't care about last names." And up-and-coming rappers? They smelled opportunity. Diss tracks started dropping within a week, each one thirstier than the last. One SoundCloud rapper even titled a track "Honey Bun Beatdown." Subtle? No, viral? Yes, but the fallout wasn't just personal, it was cultural. King Harris became the latest symbol of the Nepo baby curse. Every gossip site ran with it. When privilege meets prison, from mansion to madness. The downfall of America's hip-hop prince. He was no longer a kid. He was a headline, a metaphor, a meme wrapped in tragedy. And yet, here's the kicker, the story still didn't die. Every hospital update was treated like the State of the Union. TMZ posted, "King Harris shows slight improvement," like it was breaking news about world peace. Paparazzi camped outside the hospital like it was the Grammys. Fans sent flowers while trolls sent honey buns in bulk. The absurdity never stopped. Then came the public debates. Was King a victim of systemic violence in prison or a spoiled kid who finally faced reality? Was this a tragedy or karma? Twitter threads got uglier than family reunions after Monopoly games. Think pieces popped up. What King Harris teaches us about clout culture. YouTubers made hour-long documentaries with titles like "The Rise and Fall of King Harris," a Nepo baby tragedy. Everyone ate off this story, commentators, comedians, even conspiracy theorists who swore it was an Illuminati initiation gone wrong. And while the world debated, King's silence spoke louder than words. No Instagram post. No live, just silence. For someone who couldn't go 5 minutes without clapping back at trolls, this was deafening. Fans speculated, was he humbled? Scarred? Plotting a comeback? Or was Jay locking down his phone like Fort Knox to stop another PR disaster? The longer the silence dragged, the wilder the rumors got. Some swore King was writing a tell-all book from his hospital bed. Others said he was plotting to flip the story into a reality show, Survivor Prison Edition. Ridiculous? Absolutely. But in scandal culture, the more ridiculous it sounds, the more people believe it. And here's the final twist of the knife: King Harris survived. Barely, but he survived. That should have been a happy ending, right? Wrong, because survival came with a side effect: permanent rebranding. No matter what he does next, rap, reality TV, Even charity work, he'll forever be the kid who got beat half to death in jail. That's his stamp now. And in the entertainment world, that's both a curse and a content goldmine. For the Harris family, the scars run deep. Their brand, once about success and luxury, now carries the weight of hospital drama and public humiliation. For the culture, it's another cautionary tale about clout chasing gone nuclear. And for us? Well, it's another scandal to binge, dissect, and meme until the next disaster drops, because that's the truth. Scandals don't end. They just evolve. And as King Harris clings to life, his story has already taken on a life of its own. So don't think this is over. Oh no, this is just the pilot episode of a messy, unpredictable saga. Because if there's one thing more dangerous than a jail fight, it's fame itself. And King Harris? He's about to learn that the hard way. He's about to learn that the hard way.